What's up, everyone? What's going on? What's going on? Another dreary, rainy day in New England. It is like horrible outside, rainy, chilly. It's just one of them days you just want to sit inside and do nothing, nothing at all. So, what I want to do today, we're going to talk about why do we as black people look for respect from other people, but we don't respect one another, which is kind of crazy to me. That we actually sit here and we get upset because we feel like other groups, Hispanics or white people or just different groups, Indians, Koreans, Asians, whoever, we just feel like, they should respect us. What's up, Roy C? They should respect us, but at the same time, we don't respect ourselves. Why? Why do we hold other groups to a higher standards than we hold ourselves when it comes to respecting ourselves? You know, I work in a very diverse environment, and I can walk down the hall and I can pass 10 people. I can pass five black people. I can pass five other people. I mean, other as in different other groups. And I guarantee you, they will speak more to me than my own people will. You know, it's like my own people just walk past me and show no respect. But a white person walk past me, they'll speak good morning, good afternoon, how you doing, you know, and my own people just look at me like I'm crazy. And I never can figure that out. I always ask myself, why are we holding other people, other groups to a higher standard than we hold ourselves? When it comes to helping one another, we don't help one another. We rather tear each other down than to help one another. We rather play in someone's misery than to help that person. And I will be honest, I have had more white people to help me than my own people. And that's a fact. And that is a fact. I have no shame in admitting that. Because it's time for me to be honest. Well, look, what's up, Caleb? It's to the point where it's like, why? Why are we doing this to one another? Why can't we show respect to one another? Why can't we help and build one another? We are doing the opposite of everything that we should be doing, but at the same time, we're trying to hold other groups accountable for the things that we're not doing. We get upset when certain groups jump ahead of us, but it's to the point where it's like, why don't you ask yourself why that group is jumping ahead of us? What are they doing different than what we're doing? Most of those groups that are jumping ahead of us, they're jumping ahead of us because they're building together. And they're not trying to tear one another down like we're doing every day in the black community. We're tearing each other down left and right. And it's sad to say and it's sad to see. But when I walk into the inner city, I see nothing but misery. I see no one trying to help the brothers and sisters up. You know, in Chicago, when Greg Abbott started sending all those undocumented immigrants to Chicago, all of a sudden black people are outraged about immigrants coming into their neighborhoods, coming into their school system. Where was his outrage when you see black people suffering every day before the undocumented immigrants even arrived in Chicago? Black people were suffering, but no one cared about black people at that point in time. No one cared. No one cared. But all of a sudden now, you bring an influx of undocumented immigrants into the neighborhoods. Everybody's outraged. They're outraged about the school system, outraged about the crime. They're outraged about how much money the city is spending on those undocumented immigrants. But none of those people was outraged about those same issues prior to that. No one cared about crime in Chicago. You didn't see this city council meeting exploding over crime. You didn't see people getting upset because black people was homeless, laying in the streets with nowhere to go. No one cared. And it's like, why? Why all of a sudden now we care? Why all of a sudden do we care all of a sudden? Why? You should have had that same type of energy before those undocumented immigrants came into the city of Chicago. You should have had the same energy then. You should have been fighting for every homeless person living in the streets. You've been fighting for the crimes in the neighborhood. All those babies being killed on a daily basis in Chicago. No one cared. There was no outrage because we don't respect one another. We don't respect one another. And that's the biggest issue that we have in today's society when it comes to black people. We do not respect one another. We don't believe in building together. We look down on black people. The upper echelon of black people look down on the poor black people just like they're accused of white people are doing. They're doing the exact same thing. There is no difference. You think someone cares about me who got money? Black people who has money cares about me? No, they don't. They don't care about me. And that's why I have had more white people to help me than black people. And that's just a fact of the matter. It's a fact. We don't believe in building one another up. We don't. We don't believe in it at all. And it's to the point where we need to start understanding one thing and one thing only. Until we start respecting one another and building with one another, we are always going to be at the bottom. Always. Until we learn that mentality of helping one another. What's up, Mug? What's going on, man? Until we learn that mentality of helping one another, we're always going to be last. Always going to bring up the rear. You know, I a couple of years ago, I pointed out in my own neighborhood, which I live in a diverse neighborhood, and I pointed out something a couple of years ago about how we treat our own neighborhoods and how we bring that same mentality to the suburbs where we don't care about the neighborhoods. You know, you move into a clean neighborhood, the lawn is manicured, the trash is picked up every morning. You know, they try to keep it up. And guess what we do? People start moving in from the inner cities. And guess what happens? The neighborhoods start going down because we have no respect for our own selves. You know, I sit here and witness a couple of years ago a guy who was like 20 feet away from a trash can, a big dumpster. Instead of him getting up and taking that trash to the dumpster, he just threw it on the ground. Just threw it on the ground. It was one of us. One of us. And it's like, why? Why can't we keep our own neighborhood clean? Why do we have the mentality that we must disrespect our own neighborhoods? You know, you see white people, you know, they take care of their lawns, they take care of their complexes, they take care of everything about them around them. But us, we don't care because we don't have that same respect for one another, and that's crazy. That it's crazy that I have to sit here and say these things and then know that they are true. No, it's true. You know, and I use my job as a prime example. I work in a very diverse environment. But you know, one of the worst departments in that environment, it's a department that's majority of us. Us. We don't want to work. We want to complain. We want to, you know, shout, yell about every little thing, and we're not performing up to our abilities. But then again, we get upset when a Hispanic come along and take our job. Why are you getting upset? You don't want to do the job, so let someone else do the job. You have no respect for it. And it's crazy. No, well, it's not like I never understood this. It's just the fact that I look at it from a different point of view than what Tommy looked at it from. See, Tommy, he went for the shock jock type of commentary. I take it down a couple of notches. You know, I take it down a couple of notches. I'm not gonna sit here and straight up disrespect my people just because I'm criticizing my people. You know, because I just feel like we need to understand that we can do better, and we need to do better. You know, I have no problem with Hispanics coming here and getting jobs. I have no problem with Indians and Koreans owning business in the black community. And you know the reason why? Because we allow it to happen. We allow it to happen because we don't want to do certain jobs. But we sit here and complain about other groups coming here and doing better than us. Well, ask yourself why those groups are doing better. because we don't want to see each other succeed in anything. We rather tear each other down than to build each other up. Look at some of your great black influencers on social media. Look what they're doing. Are they really helping the community? Are they really harming the community? You got somebody like Umar Johnson, prime example, taking black people money. It's taking black people money. Totally disrespecting black people. Been promising their school for the last 5 years almost. Bought a school, and that school been under renovations for almost 5 years. While he's flying around the country, flying around the world, and not taking care of business. Disrespecting black people. Now, if there'd been a white person doing that, black people have their fucking hair on fire. Come on, there's a lot of people who call out Umar Johnson, but there will be even more people calling out if it was a white man. Guaranteed. And it's to the point, why do we accept that behavior though? Why do we allow people to lie to us and pretend like they want to help us just to take our money? Understand that. Tariq Nasheed is another one. He takes your money. What is he doing for you? What is he giving you? What policy changes are these people trying to make your life better as a black person? They're not doing anything like that. Only thing they do is taking your money and feeding you lies. That's all. That's the only thing they're doing. Feeding you lies. We know we're going to stop the disrespect among one another. We know we're going to learn to respect our neighborhoods. We're going to learn to respect one another. That's why we're in the condition that we're in today, because of the mentality that we have. We don't care about one another. We don't. We sit here and blame the white man for this, the Hispanics for that, the Asian for this. We blame everybody but ourselves. And the majority of our issues are us. 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 In 2024, you have more black people today than ever before who have money. But what are we doing with that money? Are we helping our neighborhoods? Are we helping our communities? Are we doing anything to enrich ourselves, to make ourselves better? No, because we still got the same problems. When you go to Atlanta, got the same problem. Go to Houston, the same problem. Go to LA, the same problem. Go to New York, the same problem. Go to every major city in the US, and they still have the same problem. Crime, education, and jobs. And black people have more money today than ever before in this country, but we still got the same issues. We still talk about our poor education system. We still talk about our poor justice system. We still talk about our poor jobs that are available to black people. We talk about poor education. Why are we still talking about poor education in 2024? Why? You know, it's sad that black families have to move out of the inner city to go to the suburbs to get a better chance at a better education. Why can't we get a better education in the inner city? What makes the inner city different than the suburbs? What's making them different? What's so different? It shouldn't be different. But we refuse to put back into the neighborhoods what we have developed and earned over the years. You know, you go to some of these HBCU schools with all the money floating around America that black people have. Why are these HBCU institutions are the worst college institutions in America? Because we have no respect for our own people. I remember last year, a year and a half ago, down in Bethune-Cookman, when I think it was Ed Reeves who went there to be the head coach. And he went into a dump. A prestigious historic college, Bethune-Cookman. Football program facilities was a dump. Why? We control that. Why? We have no respect for one another. What's up, No Distraction? We have no respect for one another. That's why. We have billionaires. We have black billionaires in this country now. We have so many black millionaires in this country today. But we still have institutions like Bethune-Cookman who's struggling. Matter of fact, Tennessee State is about to go under. Why? All this money that black people brag about. And we don't give none of it to the places that need to have it, like our black institutions. It's crazy, though. It's really crazy that we really have no respect for one another. We have no respect for black people. But we want respect from everybody else, though. That's crazy. That's insanity. I shake my head now. When I see the things I see, I just wonder why. It's 2024. We should be doing much better as a community. We really should be. Yeah, that's the whole thing about it. We're not doing better in 2024. The same issues are still here that was here 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. We need to wake up, black people. Start respecting one another. Start showing kindness to one another. Start trying to help build one another. That's what we need to do. But see, the problem is we have classism amongst black people also. We have our rich, famous black people. We have our so-called upper middle class, educated black people. Then we have our middle class black people. Then we have our lower middle class black people. Then we have our poor black people. And you know what? Of all those groups, none of them care about the other one. Especially when you get to the poor black people. The upper echelon black people don't care about the poor black people. If they throw them something, throw them a bone just for a tax write-off. Save some money on their taxes. You know, when you hear these groups talking about we do this for black people, we doing that. No, you're not doing nothing for black people. What you're doing is throwing out a bone, one or two bones to poor people for people to pretend like you're doing something for black people. But you're not. You're not. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Because if every black person who had money was doing something for black people at the rate they said they was doing it, our education system in the black community would be much better. Job programs in the inner city would be much better. Think about that. The judicial system in the inner city would be much better. You wouldn't have institutions like Bethune-Cookman who have written down facilities, or Tennessee State who's fighting to stay alive. We're not doing enough for black amongst each other. We're not. We're not. You're right, Mimo. It's called self-hate. It's self-hate. We don't love each other. We don't love ourselves. We don't love ourselves. We don't. And it's sad that we don't love each other. And that's one reason why when people talk about racism, yes, racism does exist in this country. Systemic racism exists in this country. But you know what? Those are not the issues, though. Those are not things that really holding black people back. What's holding black people back is black people. 75% of the reason why we fail in this country is because of us. It's because of us. It's not because of racism. It's not because of systemic racism. It's because of us and our mentality and our attitude. That's why we fail in this country. That's why. You know, and that's why when it comes to that subject, I really don't care anymore. I don't care about racism anymore. As a collective, as a whole, I really don't. I'm really numb to that now because I finally woke up and realized racism is not our issue. It's something that we use as a crutch to play victim. That's what we do with racism today. We use it as a crutch. We use it as a crutch to hide our own bad behavior. That's what we do. I remember the case of the young man who's unfortunately shot and killed by a police officer a few years back. And a lot of people said the police was wrong, said the police did it intentionally. And my take on that was the opposite. I felt like that young man put himself in that situation for him to lose his life. And what I mean by that, his behavior caused his death. But as Black people, what we tend to do is make a person like that out to be the victim. And they're not the victim. They're not the victim because they put themselves in that situation to be unalived. I know me, I've been got it, man. But like I said, when I say things, me mug, I'm the type of person, man. Like I said, some days y'all say I'm a liberal. Some days, today is one of my conservative days today. So I'm showing you my conservative side today. 20 million in debt, still begging for black money. Well, the thing about it is Black people are actually fool enough to give them their money. And like Roland Martin, I'm gonna tell you something about Roland Martin. Like I said, I like Roland some days and I dislike Roland some days. So let me tell you about Roland Martin. What's up, Rita? How you doing, Rita? Roland Martin really doesn't do anything for Black people. Roland Martin is actually an opportunist. Now, when it comes to the figures and numbers and pointing things out, I like him. I like him. But when it comes to other things, Roland Martin has been an opportunist. What's up, King Curl? Why a colored all people do that? Well, King Kerr, this is why I'm pointing out my people, because I'm a person of color. So I'm gonna call my people out. That's why I'm calling out Black people, because we can do better. You know what I'm saying? We at the bottom for a reason. And we at the bottom because we don't respect one another. But let me finish my thought on Roland Martin, and I get back to you. I get right back to you, King Curl. So Roland Martin's opportunities. Let me tell you about Roland Martin. Roland Martin is bougie. He wanted to be bougie, and he only catered to bougie Black people. That's his problem. When I see these other channels, these other YouTube channels, digital channels, media channels, like Midas Touch, for instance, Midas Touch have gave so many common people an opportunity to partner with them and make money. Now, have Roland Martin done that? Have Roland Martin went to the common Black man and gave them opportunity to help him build his media network and also help the Black person build their media network? No. See, when I look at things like the Young Turks, another digital media company who have given normal, everyday people opportunity to build their YouTube career, along with helping Young Turks build their media platform. Have Roland Martin did that? No, he hasn't. Roland Martin, when Deion Sanders went to Jackson State, guess who showed up in Jackson State talking about building a sports network for HBCUs? Roland Martin. Guess what happened after Deion left Jackson State. Roland Martin disappeared because he couldn't ride off the coattail of Deion anymore. So he had no use for Jackson State anymore or for HBCU college sports anymore. See, Roland Martin is at the opportunities. Roland Martin is no different than Umar Johnson. Roland Martin is no different than Tariq Nasheed. All these are just opportunities. They just want to feed off of the black dollars while not doing anything for the black community in a sense. Now, Roland Martin would do something for the black community, but it would be for the bougie black community. That's who Roland Martin is going to do something for. He's not going to do anything for me and you, the common black American. He's going to do more for the bougies. That's his thing. And like I said, I like Roland some days, and then some days I just shake my head because he shows who he really is some days. That he's not about the community as a whole. He's about the black people who already got something. That's what he's about. He's not about building anything to help black poor people build anything. No. That's why you see him with his sorority shirts on and all his other little things on, his college paraphernalia on, because he's about the bougies, not about the poor. And that's a fact. I have no idea who paid over $2.5 million. Right, Mimo, you got to do it for yourself, man. You got to do it for yourself. King Curl, you know what, King Curl? I got time today. So, brother, I'm gonna tell you this right here, my brother. I don't care where we do it at. We can do it on your platform. We can do it on my platform, but we're gonna get it on today. We're going to get it on today. What's up, Tyron? We're going to get it on today. I got time today. So you tell me what time you want to do it, and I'll be there. We got time today. Because that statement right there, my brother, that statement right there is totally wrong. Totally wrong. You're at the bottom because you accept the narrative of the strangers. Now, what narrative have I accepted, King Curl? Huh, King Curl? What narrative have I accepted? So, but we most definitely can debate that. See, one thing about me, King Curl, I'm not a follower. I am a leader. I do my own thing. That's why I'm here talking the way I'm talking now, because I don't let no one control my mouth. I control this mouth. Whatever come out this mouth is what I'm talking about, not because someone else is talking about it. You know, think about it. You're right about that. You're most definitely right about it. Just because we got the same skin color doesn't mean we are the same. You're right. We're not all the same. But the thing about it is, why are we holding other people who are different than us to a different standard? See, we get upset when a white man say I do anything different, and they're not even the same skin color. But we get upset about it, right? We try to hold them accountable, right? So just because we don't think alike don't mean I can't hold you accountable. Because we are at the bottom, my brother. You are at the bottom. You got to understand you at the bottom. You at the bottom. You at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. You at the bottom. A lot of us are at the bottom. We don't have the influence to change things. And the ones who do have the influence to change things, they don't care about us. That's what I mean by at the bottom. You cannot get up in the morning time and decide that you're gonna change the world today. Ain't nothing you can do today that's gonna change this world. Think about it. Now you can change your own life. I will say that. Understand. But like I said, King Cole, we need to talk, man. So if you want to do something today, man, let me know what time you want to do it. We can do it. If you're free right now, I can file StreamYard, or I can come to your platform. It'll make a difference where we do it at. Cause you know I'm in for a good discussion right now. A real good one. I'm ready. Oh, you going live? Oh, you going live, King Curl? Oh, were you live? Oh, you was live already. Oh, you was already live. No, I'm not on StreamYards. What I'm gonna do, give me like 30 minutes and I'll set up a StreamYard live. Give me 30 minutes and I'll set up a StreamYard live. But like I said, if you want me, I can end this right here and set up StreamYards. Just give me 30 minutes. What time is now? 2:30? 3 o'clock. We can do it at 3 o'clock. Oh, you finna go to sleep? Okay. See, when I'm available, you're not available. Yesterday when you was live, I wasn't available. Now today I'm live and you're not available. Yeah. I decided to do just go on YouTube. I didn't expect no one wanted to come up, so I figured I'll just do a YouTube live instead of doing StreamYards. This is why we need to get together and set something up. All right, most definitely. So what I'm gonna do, if you're not resting at the time, I'm gonna come back on at 3 o'clock on StreamYards. All right, guys. I appreciate the ones who stopped by. Me Mug, thank you for stopping by, my brother. Tyron, thank you for stopping by. King Curl, appreciate you, my brother. Hope I see you soon. And everybody who's came through, thank y'all for coming through, supporting the stream. And if y'all want to come back in 30 minutes, I'll be on StreamYards. So you can hit the link and come by. Until then, I salute you all, and y'all have a good one.